Hello everyone, in this video we're going to see the final accounts with adjustment. So in this problem we see the adjustment with regards to depreciation, with regards to outstanding expenses, and also with regards to bad debts, then further bad debts and a new provision for bad debts. So some may wonder what is an adjustment. So in final account, the adjustment are the additional information given after the trial balance. Now let us look at this first one, that is a treatment of depreciations. Remember, if the adjustment has given information regarding depreciations, remember the depreciation amount on assets will be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account, and the same amount of depreciation on any particular assets will have to be deducted from that assets in the balance sheet. Now the second one is a treatment of outstanding expenses. So remember, outstanding expenses will be added to the particular expenses either in the trading or profit and loss account, and the same outstanding expenses will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Third one is the treatment of bad debts, further bad debts, provision for bad debts, and discount on debtors. So here I've shown further calculation to be shown in the profit and loss account. So first of all, you have to take the bad debts, and this bad debts to be as per trial balance. Then you have to add the further bad debts, and this further bad debts the information will get from the adjustment. Then you have to add the new provision for bad debts, and this also the information will get from the adjustment. And how to calculate the new provision? So you have to take the amount of debtors, then minus the amount of further bad debts, then into the percentage of new provision as been given in the adjustment. But remember, if there's no further bad debts in the problem, or if there's no information regarding further bad debts in the problem, then it will simply be debtors into the percentage of the new provision for the calculation of new provision for bad debts. And you have to less the old provision, and this old provision we get from the trial balance. So whatever amount that will be shown on the profit and loss account debit side. So remember, this is a full format, but the adjustment has to be made according to the information given in the problem. So the next one is discount on debtors. So remember, discount on debtors will be calculated if information is given in the problem. So this discount on debtors will be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account first of all. So how to calculate the discount on debtors? Remember, you have to take debtors, then minus part of bad debts if any, then you minus the new provision, then you take the percentage of discount on debtors, and whatever amount you got, you have to be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss accounts. Remember, these items will depends upon the information as given in the question itself. For example, the further bad debts, if there's any further bad debts in the problem, then you have to minus the further bad debts from the debtors, and if there's any new provision, you have to minus new provision from debtors to calculate the amount of discount on debtors. Then the next one is the calculation of debtors to be shown in the asset side of the balance sheet. So it means how debtors will appear on the asset side of the balance sheet if further bad debts is there, new provisions there, and discount on debtors. Just remember, in the balance sheet, simply have to take the debtors, then less the further bad debts as given in the problem, then you less the new provision as being calculated, and you less the discount on debtors as being calculated. So whatever amount you have, that will be the amount of debtors to be shown in the balance sheet after deducting the three items, that is further bad debts, the new provision, and the discount on debtors. So now let us look at this particular problem. So it says prepare trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet from the following trial balance and information as at 31st March 2018. So the first item is sundry, debtors, and creditors. So let me remind you again. So before the preparation of trading and profit and loss account and the balance sheet, from the trial balance you have to identify which item will go to the trading account, which item will go to the profit and loss account, and which item will go to the balance sheet. So the first item is sundry, debtors, and creditors. So sundry debtors is an asset, will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet, and creditors is a liability, will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Then we have returns here, so that given the debit balance and the credit balance. Remember, returns debit balance is the sales return, so it has to be subtracted from the sales, and return credit balance will be subtracted from the purchase, that is this purchases return. Then the next item is purchases and sales. So purchase will be an item of the trading account, and sales will be the item of trading account on the credit side, purchase on the debit side. And we have drawings and capitals. Remember, capital is a liability, and this drawing has to be subtracted from capital. Then we have the opening stock, which is an item of the trading account on the debit side, and we have bad debts. Remember, bad debts is a loss. Some may wonder what is bad debts. So remember, bad debts arise out of debtors, and debtors arise out of credit sales. Remember, it means that this organization has sells goods on credit. So out of the debtors, or the person or an entity whom the organization has to receive money, then some of them did not pay the money. So in that case, that will be known as bad debts. Then we have bills receivable and payable. So remember, bills receivable is an asset, will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet, and bills payable, it is a liability, will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. And we have office expenses, this is an item of profit and loss account. Then we have sales van, this is an asset, will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. And we have sales van expenses, this will be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account, it is an indirect expenses. Then the next item is discount. So this discount, if you look here, it has been shown on the credit side, so it means that this is discount received. So discount received will be shown on the credit side of the profit and loss account. Then we have rent and rates, so this will be an indirect expenses, will be shown on the profit and loss account debit side. Then telephone charges, debit side of the profit and loss account. Furniture as an assets will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. And we have commission, so commission has been shown on the debit side of the trading account, so it means commission paid. So commission paid will be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account. And you have carriage inward, this is an item of the trading account, that is a direct expenses, will be shown on the debit side of the trading account. Then we have salaries and wages. Remember, actually salary is shown on the profit and loss account, and wages is to be shown on the debit side of the trading account. But in this case, salaries and wages has been kept under one head, that is under one ledger. So adjustment here in this case will be done according to the. Then we have the next item, cash in hand, that is for rupees 3000, and cash in hand is an asset, it will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Now let us look at the adjustments. So the first item is closing stock. So closing stock was valued at rupees 6,17,000. So since closing stock has been given in the adjustment, will have two effects. So first of all, it will appear on the credit side of the trading account, and it will also be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Then the second one, we have depreciation, that is for furniture at the rate of 10% per annum, and sales van at the rate of 20% per annum. So this depreciation of 10% on furniture and depreciation of 20% on sales van, it will be shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account, and the same amount of depreciation will be deducted from furniture in the balance sheet and also from sales van in the balance sheet. So the next one is outstanding rent, amounted to rupees 9,000. So outstanding rent is an outstanding expenses, so it has to be added to the respective expenses, so it has to be added to the rent and rates in the profit and loss account, then also to be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. So the next item is further bad debts for rupees 2,000. So remember, it will have two effects. So first of all, it has to be added to bad debts in the profit and loss account, and it has to be subtracted from the debtors in the balance sheet. Then the next one is make a provision for doubtful debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. So this also, first of all, you have, okay, it has to be added to the bad debts in the profit and loss account. Then also it has to be subtracted from the debtors in the balance sheet. So how to calculate the provision? So you have to take the debtors, then minus the further bad debts, then into the percentage of this debtors, that is at the rate of 5% for new provision from debtors. Then the last one is charge 1/4 of salaries and wages to the trading account. So here remember, salaries and wages has been combined under one head. So how to treat this? So we have to follow according to the last adjustment. So 1/4 of salaries and wages will be shown on the debit side of the trading account. The remaining 3/4 will be shown on the profit and loss account. So let us look at a solution. So first of all, let us look at a trading account. So remember, it starts with the opening stock, which we'll get it from the problems, 1,98,000. Then the next item is purchases, where we have to less the return. It will be 6,94,000. Then the carriage inward, 32,000. Then salaries and wages. So according to adjustment before, it says that 1/4 will be shown on the trading account. So that's why I'll find salaries and wages here. Then out of the total salaries and wages of rupees 2,05,000, 1/4 has been shown in the trading account. Then we have to take sales on the credit side. Then you less the returns, you'll get 9,37,000. Then you have to take the closing stock. So remember, again, I'll repeat here, since the closing stock has been given in the adjustment, so first of all, it will be shown on the credit side of the trading account for rupees 6,17,000. Then after that, it will also be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. So now, since the credit side is greater than debit side, then in that case, the remaining amount will be the gross profit. So gross profit here is 5,78,750. So now let's look at the second part, that is the profit and loss account. So first of all, I have to bring down the gross profit from the trading account. So I'll get 5,78,750. Then if you look from the trial balance, you'll have discount received. So discount received is again, it will be shown on the credit side of the profit and loss account for rupees 29,100. Then the various expenses and loss will be debited. So first of all, we have the office expenses for rupees 62,100. We have sales van expenses. Then we have rent and rates. Remember, rent and rates according to the trial balance, it's 1,07,000. But we have outstanding rents. Remember, any outstanding expenses will have to be added to the respective expenses. So in this case, it is rent. It has been added to rent for rupees 9,000. So we'll get here 1,16,000. We have telephone charges. then we have commission, then we have the salaries and wages. Remember, salaries and wages, one-fourth has to be shown on the trading account. So the remaining three-fourth will have to be shown on the profit and loss account. So we'll get 1,53,750. Then we have bad debts. This will get from the trial balance, that is for rupees 30,000. Then as I've given in the format, we have to add the further bad debts. This will get from the adjustment for rupees 2,000. Then you have to add a provision for doubtful debts. So remember, this is the new provision since it has been given in the adjustment. So again, from the format, if you see, first of all, you have to take the debtors. So debtors, according to trial balance, it's 1,82,000. You minus the further bad debts, which is here for rupees 2,000. Then after that, you take the percentage of the new provision. So here in this problem, it is 5%. So 5% after deducting 1,82,000 minus 2,000, then 5% of it will get 9,000. So the total bad debts will be 41,000. Then you have to depreciation on furniture. So how do you calculate depreciation on furniture? So the furniture is 50,000. Then 10% is the rate of depreciation. You'll get here 5,000. Then depreciation on sales van. So sales van is 1,50,000. You'll get the amount from the trial balance, and the rate of depreciation is 20% from the adjustment. So we'll get here 30,000. So again here, since the credit side is greater than the debit side, the remaining amount is net profit, which will be transferred to the capital account in the balance sheet. So that is for rupees 54,500. So now let us look at the balance sheet. So first of all, let's start with the liability side. So we have creditors. We'll get it from the trial balance, and have bills payable, then the outstanding rents. Remember, any outstanding expenses will have to be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. So outstanding rent here is for rupees 9,000. Then for capital, you take the capital from the trial balance for rupees 5 lakhs. Then since it is a net profit, so net profit has to be added, that is 54,500. You'll get this from the profit and loss account. Then if there's any drawings, then drawings has to be subtracted from capital. So the total amount now for capital will be 4,79,500. Then the asset side starts with cash in hand. Then you have bills receivable. Then you have sundry debtors. Remember, sundry debtors, according to the trial balance, it is 1,82,000. Then you have to less the further bad debts for rupees 2,000. Then you have to less the new provision, that is provision for doubtful debts, for rupees 9,000. So we'll get here 1,71,000. Then as I told you, closing stock will have two effects. First of all, it will be shown on the credit side of the trading account. Then also it has to be shown on the asset side of the balance. Next one is sales van for rupees 1,50,000. This amount will get from the trial balance. Since there is a depreciation, that is decrease in the value by rupees 30,000. So sales van after depreciation will be 1,20,000. Then you have furniture 50,000. This amount will get from the trial balance. So you have to less the depreciation, that is decrease in its value for rupees 5,000. So the total amount of furniture now is 45,000. Now the total of both sides tally, that is 10,76,000. Point to be noted for bad debts in this problem. So first of all, if you look at this format, we have bad debts, then we have further bad debts, we have new provision, and we have old provision. But in this case, the old provision is not there, so that's why we can see from the solution we did not less the old provision. Remember, this old provision will find from the trial balance on the credit side. And also discount on debtors is not here in this problem, so that's why we will not find in the solution. Then again, if you look at debtors to be shown in the asset side of the balance sheet, so in this case, in this problem, we have only debtors, then we have less the further bad debts, we have less the new provision. So since there's no information on discount on debtors, so it has not been shown in this particular problem.